So I made a video recently talking about how people can make money online, chatting with lonely people, and a lot of people showed interest. In fact, some persons did not even watch the actual video before they went to the comment section to start typing, I'm interested, how do I get started? And all the information that you needed was already in the video, and yes, people were still asking me questions on how they can get started. Well, that's not the point of this tutorial, but that's just to let you know how much interest that particular video garnered. But there is something about this make money online, chatting with lonely people platforms that a lot of people do not know about, and I have decided to come out to talk about these things in this tutorial. So there are a lot of information out there about how these platforms work and how people can make money from it, but a lot of YouTubers and content creators who create content around it do not tell people the real thing. And in this tutorial, not only am I going to be exposing some of the gray areas to look out for around these platforms, but to also talk about a much more sustainable option that you can use to start making money in the online space. One of the most frequently asked questions I get is, can people really make money by chatting with lonely people or with strangers online? And another question I often get asked is, do these platforms really pay? Now, the answer to the first question is a resounding yes. There are platforms that actually pay people to chat with people in the online space. In fact, in the previous video I did, the one I referenced, I talked about 6 of these platforms, including one that is very popular called Rent a Cyber Friend. So while it might be true that these platforms really exist and that they pay people, most of them are actually NSFW in disguise. Now, what do I mean? While most of them might claim to be actual, companionship or chat platforms, a lot of them are actually adult chat platforms where you're required to have flirty conversations, perform role play, and do some other dirty things that might not exactly align with your values. Now, you might be wondering why I decided to do this video now, even when I had talked about it in a recent tutorial. Now, that's because the information is progressive. So while I was doing that content, I was actually getting to discover some of these things. And because of how interested people became in that video, people asking how they can get started, I felt it was only responsible for me to come and talk about it openly so that you can be careful and know what you're getting into. But well, if you get into it and you discover that that is what it is all about, and you still want to go ahead with it just because of how much they promise to pay you, you're an adult, you can go ahead. And that would bring me to the second question, which is, do they really pay? Now, the truth is that most of these platforms have a very bad payment culture. Whenever I create videos like that, reviewing websites that pay people online to do certain tasks, I always advise that people go on popular review websites like Trustpilot and Reddit to get people's take, to get people's reviews on how these platforms really work, so that you get first-hand information about what you're getting into. So most of them have very bad payment culture. Sometimes you may do work and they may not pay you. At other times, they may promise to pay you a certain amount, but they will end up paying you something else entirely, and that will be after you have finished sweating it out. And then another thing to take note of before you actually get into any of these platforms is that sometimes the country you live in may not be eligible to earn, or they use an earning structure that may not be compliant with your country of residence. For instance, I live in Nigeria and PayPal does not exactly come so easy with us here. So you have to go through, cutting through different corners before you can actually create a working PayPal account. Now, in that situation where I come across a platform where they only pay with PayPal, I would have gone through the process of, applying and maybe carrying out tax, and then at the end of the day, I can't get my payment. I mean, that can be painful, right? Then another thing that you need to know with this type of platforms that pay you to chat with people online and all of that is that you can't make a lot of money out of it, right? So it would only come off as a side hustle, which is one thing that I always emphasize in all my videos. I recently did a video where I was talking about how to earn money as an AI trainer, and I also advised that if you're going to be doing that, do it as a side hustle. It's also the same with survey websites. Now, there are other platforms out there that you can actually make money from as a chat operator. right? So those ones are different, and I think I'm going to be talking about that in a different tutorial. If I hadn't even done it already on this channel, I would look for the video and maybe link it in the description. But if I can't find it, I'll do a video on that separately, right? So there are these other platforms, right, like, actual businesses who pay people to, be chat operators with their customers, more like a customer service role, or something. All right. But when it comes to you know earn money chatting with lonely people, you have to watch out for these things. You have to ensure that you read through the lines, you read through the thick and the thin of the line, read through everything, because most of them, they just disguise, they don't tell you the real thing up front. So now that we've established that some of these platforms may not exactly be what they claim to be, and that you can't really earn a sustainable income from doing tasks on this platform, let us talk about one of the most sustainable options right now to earn money in the online space. And I kid you not, it is called Faceless YouTube channel creation. Now, I know that this is a sustainable option because from the onset, YouTubers have always been among one of the most paid people in the online space. And now that AI is here, YouTubers and people have discovered how to fusion YouTube and AI to create great content that people love and that YouTube also loves and is willing to pay creators for. I know a lot of people personally that have gone on to make a lot of money from faceless YouTube channels within a short period of time. And one of them is a client whom I manage Facebook and Instagram ads for. In fact, these days, he doesn't even run ads anymore for his other businesses because I think that he's now more focused on his faceless YouTube channel. Now, one of the things with faceless YouTube channels that I know very well that is the reason why people are making a lot of money real quick is the fact that with AI, you can hasten up the creation process. Another thing is the fact that you don't have to show your face on camera to actually create content, which is one of the things that a lot of people used to have challenge with, facing the camera and all that. So you don't even have to show your face. You can actually do everything with your AI avatar or anyhow you actually choose to do it. Now, another thing is with the fact that because you're not displaying your real face, all right, your videos can actually get very far. They can get to first-tier countries where their RPM is a lot higher. Now, let me give you a beautiful instance. I live in Nigeria, and by default, most of my video content are going to be shown to people within Nigeria and in within Africa. And sometimes this is not just because of the kind of content I create. It is also because people from first-tier countries, they tend to trust people of their own kind. And it is when your content is shown to people from first-tier countries that your earning on YouTube actually increases. Now, this is raw, realistic fact that I'm spilling out now, in case you don't know so much about YouTube content creation. So imagine that you're using an AI avatar that is looking like, an American or has British accent and all of that. Because of the trust has already been established, someone from a first-tier country would be more eager to watch, that tutorial than if it were, somebody like me, dark, and just sitting there and trying to pass out information and all of that. Though I feel that a lot of people may not agree with this, but that is actually the reality. All right. So when your videos are able to go that far, your RPM increases within a shorter period of time and you're able to make more money. So the time it will take me to earn a certain amount of money as a non-faceless YouTube content creator, it's going to be taking a lesser time for somebody to make that much money. I don't know if I'm saying the right thing right now, but I believe you understand, right? So faceless YouTube channels are a revolution on their own, and whoever discovered it, God bless that person. Because even me, I'm going to be starting a faceless YouTube channel very, very soon. And can create faceless YouTube channels around anything from cooking tutorials to financial advice to marriage counseling and what have you. All you just need to do is to select the right niche and know how to create videos that will be highly engaging, and also how to do your search engine optimization right, because it is one thing to create the video, it's another thing to ensure that YouTube is pushing your video out there. Now, starting might be difficult and your journey might be a bit prolonged if you don't have all the prerequisite knowledge to get into it. And that's why it is always better to start on the shoulders of someone who is already getting results And I'm glad to announce to you that someone I know has organized or has put together a comprehensive training. Someone who is getting results already has put together a comprehensive training to show anybody who is interested in, starting their Faceless YouTube channels how to do it step by step. And also I think that at the end of that training you're also going to be getting a certification, which is actually a good thing, because with a certification you can get bragging rights. You can even start teaching other people how to do it. All right, so very soon Faceless YouTube channels are going to be dominating the YouTube space, and the earlier you start to learn how to do it now so that you can start, the better for you. So whether you're in Nigeria or you're in any part of the world, you're listening to me and you're interested in this training, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description of this video so that you can go and check it out and see how you can get this training, get mentorship, and get started immediately. Now, if you are not in Nigeria and you're going to be having issues with payment, of course it's a paid training, it's not free. All right, if you're going to be having issues with payment, you can chat me up. My link is also in the description of this video to WhatsApp, or you can also email me so that we can have a conversation around how we can make the payment seamless for you. I believe that this training is going to be beneficial to anybody who wants to build a sustainable income in the online space through YouTube. So with these few points of mine, I believe I've been able to convince you, and not to confuse you, that earn money by chatting with lonely people online may not exactly be the most sustainable option for you to earn money online, and that while you can earn side income from it, there can also be some gray areas that you ought to be looking out for before you commit your time and your attention. If you're still interested in watching that video I referenced, I'm also going to be leaving the link in the description of this tutorial. And hey, if you're just coming across this channel for the first time, you're not yet subscribed, please give us a subscription, join our growing family, and so that you won't miss out on anytime I post similar videos like this. And on this channel, all we talk about is how to make money online, honest reviews, and also a whole lot on sales, marketing, and advertising. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.